Hi, I'm Margo Hale, NCAT Southeast Regional Director and Livestock Specialist. And today I wanted to take a few minutes and talk about something that I've been seeing since the start of the COVID-19 pandemic. And I'm sure many of you have witnessed the same thing of a great increase in interest in purchasing local meats. We have seen the disruptions to our conventional food supply chain. We're seeing empty shelves in the grocery stores, limits on how much meat people can buy. I know I've been in grocery stores and there's been no beef, no pork, no chicken, nothing on the shelves hardly. And personally, I have seen a big increase in folks asking me about how they can purchase local meat. My husband and I, we have a small farm where we raise beef cattle, meat goats, chickens, and a few pigs every year. And in the past 2 months, we have both received many calls and texts and emails asking if we have beef for sale or pork for sale or when we are going to have any ready. And so I know that just personally, I could have sold quite a few animals if we had had them ready. Unfortunately, our steers are still growing right now and we just got young pigs, and so we will not have any meat to sell until later this fall. But I did want to share with you how my husband and I, how we sell our meat. And I know there are lots of producers who are interested in raising their own meat, raising some to sell, maybe expanding what they already offer as this demand, is rising for locally purchased meat. Our farm goals do not include selling at farmers markets or to restaurants or anything like that. We have our animals to raise meat primarily for our family, and then to sell some to make a little money and to sell our excess product. So we just sell our beef and our pork as whole or half animals. We are not getting cuts cut and trying to sell. We know that takes a lot of time and effort, and that's just not part of our farm goals. So whenever we have animals ready or close to being ready for processing, we send out an email or message to our friends and our family, maybe make a post on social media about what we have available, and we sell the live animal. We set the price based on our costs and what we need to make on the animals. And then we use a custom processor. So I'm in Arkansas, and we don't have state inspected processing plants. We have a few USDA inspected processing plants and then quite a few custom plants around the state. And if you were going to be selling meat at a farmer's market or to restaurants, you would have to have your meat processed in a USDA inspected processing plant. And sometimes finding those USDA inspected processors can be a challenge. There's not as many of them as small scale producers wish there were. And some states do have state inspected processing, which allows you to sell meat within the state. So that's a great option if you have that in your state. And custom processors, that meat is intended only for personal use. So we can't take this meat that we're getting processed and sell it at a farmer's market or sell it to a restaurant. So we are selling the live animal directly to the customer, and then we are taking the animals to the processor for them. And the processor tells us, their weights and their hanging weights, and that's how we charge the customers. And then the customers work directly with the processing plant to order their cuts and tell them how they want their animal processed, what cuts they want and things like that. And then the customer goes and picks up the meat directly from the processor and pays the processor the processing cost. So it might be a little bit more work for the customers. They do have to work directly with the processor to get their cuts, but that's a great thing because they get to choose exactly what they want. They don't have to choose from, the cuts that we like or how we want the animal cut up. They get to choose that. But then they do have to, drive and visit a processing plant to pick up the meat, which, a lot of our customers have shared that's been a really eye-opening experience, and it's been kind of fun for them. The processor that we've worked with for years, and they are a wonderful family and are so good to work with. And so we really like using them. They're smaller and, they don't have fancy equipment. They still paper wrap the meat, which we're fine with. That we have never had any problems with quality. But it's maybe not the fancy shrink wrapped packages that some people are used to. But we know that our processor has, shown kids around and let them see hanging carcasses and things like that when families go to pick up their meat. So that's been a fun thing. So that's an easy way to sell your meat. Obviously, selling whole and half animals, you just get rid of the whole animal right then and there. You're not stuck with cuts of meat that don't sell or taking up space in your freezer. So if you're interested in getting started and selling meat, I think that's a great way to go, especially if you're only processing a few animals a year. We're only selling 2 to 5 steers a year and a couple of hogs. So, we don't have the volume to maybe work with a USDA processor and get on their schedule and work with selling different cuts of meat. So we're interested in keeping our labor low in selling our products. So we have never had a problem selling the animals that we do have available. And I know this year, as I've said, our demand is super high. We could sell a whole lot more animals than we actually are going to have available this year. So I hope that demand continues for the next, several years. I hope it doesn't go away once the supplies in my grocery stores come back. I know our customers are very happy to have locally grown, healthy meat that was raised on pasture with no hormones or antibiotics or anything like that. So it's a great way to get started. You can find a lot of information on working with processors and raising and selling meat in many of our ATTRA pubs, which I will link with this video. If you have questions about raising livestock or selling your meat, please contact us at ATTRA. We would love to help. You can email us or give us a call and visit our website for hundreds of publications and resources that can help you.